Oh, I had to wear the correct shirt for this one. Actual tyrannical fruitcakes. And then the hat too. So I imagine most of us have heard about the story of Brian Malinowski, where he was an airport executive and they decided to raid his house one night based on him doing private firearm transactions, or to be more specific, too many for their liking, even though there's no law in terms of how many you can do, how many you can't do. And they did a whole raid and they killed him within 42 seconds of knocking on his door. And it was in the middle of the night. It was still dark out, and we've gone over this I don't know how many times, but I don't know why they do these raids in the middle of the night. If he's not known to be a violent person, just go knock on his door during the day. Hey man, we think you're doing some nefarious crap. Come in, question us. If you don't want to do that, get a lawyer and we'll handle this. But no, they want to be the rent-a-cop version of SEAL Team 6, or essentially a hit team. I mean, that's kind of what it's looking like at this point. Well, guess what? There was another raid where almost the exact same thing happened. So apparently this guy was selling conversion devices for firearms. And while that's illegal under law, if you believe in the Second Amendment, you believe there are no infringements. So this is still an overstep from our government. Funny enough, the raid on Brian Malinowski, the airport executive, was around 6 a.m. Guess what time this raid was at? 6 a.m. It's just a weird time, you know? Like if you're planning on doing it when somebody's sleeping, do it at 2 a.m. or maybe 4. If they like going out to a bar till 2 a.m. on a Thursday. But no, 6 a.m. Why? Well, I don't know. Do y'all like kind of hope that the person is up and hear you guys and grabs a gun? And then you're like, oh, the hit squad. We can go and get him now. Ladies and gentlemen, Blackout Coffee just came out with their cold brew cans. And we're gonna do a little taste test right now. Starting with the cold brew latte. Oh, wow, that's good. Tastes like a chocolate milkshake with coffee. And then we've got the cold brew blueberry. It's an interesting mixture. Let's see. Wow, I can't decide which one I like better. Those are amazing. They also got brand new merch. There's gonna be a link and code below the video. Go pick up a pack of these. They're fantastic.
Breaking right now, an ATF agent is being investigated following a deadly shooting at a Northeast apartment complex. It happened around 6:30 this morning at the Merida apartment homes off Northeast Loop 410 near Harry Wurzbach. There was a large police presence you can see here from Sky 4. ATF said they were out there to deliver an arrest warrant.
Jesus, man. So once again, this happened in San Antonio, right next to Cowboys Dance Hall, which I used to go to all the time. Apparently these guys raided the house and they executed a knock. Let me make sure I get the name of this right, because this is just goofy to me. A knock and announce warrant, okay? Once again, why are you doing it at 6 a.m. then? If you have a knock and announce warrant, wouldn't you want to wait to make sure that they're definitely awake? Wouldn't you want to make sure that there's a little bit of light outside so they can see who you are? So somehow this ATF search team got in. I like how they call it a search team. Not sure if the guy opened the door for them or if they just blew it open. And then can y'all guess what happened? The homeowner pointed a gun at this team of ATF agents and they killed him. What do you expect people to do? Honest question for the ATF. Not that you guys care. What do you guys expect people to do when you show up at their house when it is dark, 6 a.m., do a knock and announce, which I don't buy. It was most likely a knock and then let's just blow the door open. And then if the person is half asleep or doesn't know what's going on or thinks that maybe you guys are fake, like fake police officers or fake ATF agents, he points a gun at you because he thinks you're breaking into his house. I feel like that is a normal thing. So now what you're doing is you're presenting a real big issue for people.
Federal agents say it involves stolen weapons and devices that turn ordinary guns into machine guns. 12 people were targeted in a long-term investigation. One of those suspects was killed. Agents say he pointed a gun at them when they came to arrest him. It's a story we've been following this week. KENS 5 reporter Sue Kalberg with our lead story tonight.
22-year-old Sina Sobey is one of the 12 people targeted in Tuesday's sweep. Before 6 a.m. Tuesday, agents would execute an arrest warrant at Sobey's apartment and he was shot and killed in the process. His indictment accuses Sobey of firearms trafficking, possession of both a machine gun and a semi-automatic rifle, and having an unregistered machine gun. They say their sweep, which involved a task force of local, state, and federal forces, focused on 14 locations between San Antonio and McAllen, with most being here locally.
Throughout the investigation, ATF seized nearly 200 firearms, 14 of which were machine guns, and more than 60 standalone machine gun conversion devices.
Number one, if I'm a criminal and I'm watching this, you know what I'm doing the next time I'm robbing a house or a store or whatever? I'm buying an ATF patch and I'm saying, yeah, I'll just go in there as the ATF. You realize that's what this is an advertisement for. Oh, if I wanted to get into somebody's house, just go there at 6 a.m. with an ATF patch and a search team and whatever else and say, ATF, open up. Have a little gunfight. The second thing this is doing is it's putting Americans in a very, very difficult position. The common American would have the same reaction that this guy did. A home is your sanctuary. It's where you go to find peace. It's where you feel comfortable. And having somebody break in the door, especially at night, it's gonna put you on guard, and if you own guns, you're gonna grab one. Now, if this guy truly heard it was the ATF and he still grabbed one, that's on him. But still, what's the goal here of the ATF? Is the goal to get down to the problem of what happened? Why this guy was selling these conversion devices, machine guns? Or was it just to kill him? I mean, we gotta ask, because all of the facts up to the point where you killed him show that you didn't want to talk to him. That was the same with Brian Malinowski. That's the same with probably thousands of other ones. I'll tell y'all what I think this is. I think this is ATF's indirect way to scare Americans to be really serious about ATF's rules. Why? Because now this is out here. If they raid any of us, or they do one of these knock and announce or whatever, your chances of dying in that situation are pretty damn high. Sickening.